Hello drama lovers, welcome back to my channel. Breaking news. Have you ever noticed how two people can stand in the same space, yet create completely different emotions? One gentle smile can feel like a warm hug. One distant gesture can quietly break a heart. Today, fans can't stop talking about Hou Minghao and Yuxiao. Not because of rumors, not because of scandals, but because of how differently they treat the people around them. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. It didn't start as drama. It started as a feeling. A glance caught on camera. A small reaction during an event. A difference so subtle, yet so loud. Fans first noticed it through casual clips behind those scenes moments, fan meetings, interviews where body language spoke louder than words. When Hou Minghao interacts with his friends, there's something undeniably warm. His eyes soften. His posture relaxes. He leans in, listens, laughs without restraint. It feels safe. It feels sincere. It feels human. Hou Minghao doesn't perform kindness, he lives it. Whether he is standing next to longtime friends or new colleagues, there's a natural ease in the way he communicates. He remembers details. He reacts genuinely. He doesn't rush moments that deserve to be felt. And fans noticed. They noticed how he instinctively shields people from awkwardness. How he waits, instead of walking ahead. How his smile reaches his eyes when someone he cares about speaks. Then, the comparison happened. When similar moments involving Yuxiao surfaced, fans felt something different. Not wrong. Not bad. Just distant. Yuxiao is polite. Composed. Professional. But there's a subtle emotional wall. Where Hou Minghao opens a door, Yuxiao keeps a boundary. And suddenly, timelines filled with side-by-side edits. Slow-motion clips. Emotional captions. Fans weren't accusing. They were processing. Because in a fandom built on emotional connection, these small differences feel massive. And as fans continued watching, they started asking one quiet question: why does this feel so different? That question pulls us straight into the next layer of this story. Here's the truth many fans eventually realized: this isn't about who is better. It's about how people love differently. Hou Minghao's emotional language is openness. He expresses care through presence, eye contact, small touches, shared laughter. He doesn't seem afraid of being seen as soft. And in an industry that often rewards distance, that vulnerability feels rare. For fans, especially those who grew up finding comfort in idols, this feels intimate. It feels like being understood without words. Yuxiao, on the other hand, speaks a quieter emotional language. Reserved. Controlled. Thoughtful. His care doesn't spill, it stays contained. And while some fans interpret this as coldness, others see it as self-protection. Because not everyone was taught to show affection freely. Not everyone feels safe doing so, but fandom spaces don't always allow that nuance. Once emotional expectations are set, deviations can hurt. Fans project their hopes, their longing, their own emotional needs. So when warmth isn't returned in the same visible way, disappointment quietly settles in. And this is where emotions escalated. Some fans felt closer to Hou Minghao, as if watching a friend. Some felt confused by Yuxiao, as if watching through glass. No one was wrong. But everyone felt something. And when feelings collide online, they don't stay quiet for long. Which leads us to the moment fandoms truly became emotional. At its core, this reaction was never just about two celebrities. It was about reflection. Fans didn't just watch Hou Minghao's kindness, they felt seen by it. For people who give a lot emotionally, his behavior validated their own way of loving. His openness said, "You're not too much." Meanwhile, Yuxiao unintentionally became a mirror for emotional distance, something many fans have experienced in real life. A friend who listens but doesn't reach back. A person who cares, but doesn't show it in the way you need. That's why the emotions ran so deep. Not because of hate, but because of recognition. Some fans defended Yuxiao fiercely, reminding everyone that boundaries are healthy. That no one owes emotional transparency. That quiet personalities deserve respect too. Others admitted honestly that they just felt closer to Hou Minghao. Not logically, emotionally. And maybe that's okay. Because idols aren't just performers. They're emotional symbols. And when fans feel a connection shift, it can feel personal even if it isn't. As discussions grew louder, one truth became impossible to ignore. This wasn't about choosing sides. It was about learning how different hearts survive in the same world. Which brings us to the emotional core of this story. In the end, Hou Minghao didn't become more lovable. Yuxiao didn't become less caring. Fans simply saw more clearly. One shows warmth like sunlight. The other protects it like a flame. And both are valid. Maybe this moment taught fandom something deeper. That emotional expression isn't universal. That kindness can be loud or quiet. That affection doesn't always look the way we expect. As viewers, we're allowed to feel drawn to certain energies. But we're also responsible for not turning feelings into accusations. Because behind the cameras, behind the edits, behind the comparisons, are two human beings, each navigating pressure, expectations, and identity. And maybe the real emotion here isn't disappointment, but growth. Before you scroll away, pause for a second. Which emotional language do you recognize yourself in? Hou Minghao's warmth, or Yuxiao's quiet boundaries? Share your thoughts in the comments, not to judge, but to understand. If this story made you feel seen, like this video. If it made you think differently, subscribe.